Anne Frank was a German-born Jewish girl who was one of the world's most famous diarists. From 1942 until her capture in 1944, she kept a diary that chronicled her daily life with her family while in hiding from the Nazis in a secret flat in Amsterdam city centre. But is it true that her diary is a hoax written by her father, or by the American writer Meyer Levin, or that the diary is fake because it was written in ballpoint pen, even though ballpoint pens hadn't been invented at the time? Absolutely not. But before we go through those claims, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next video. So, let's start with the first claim, the claim that the diary was written by the American writer Meyer Levin. Levin was working as a journalist based in Europe during World War II, after which he became acquainted with Anne Frank's father, Otto. After the war, and with Otto Frank's approval, Levin wrote a play based on the diary in 1952. However, Levin's creation never actually went into production, and in 1953, Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett, the American husband and wife actor and screenwriter duo, were commissioned to write a play based on the diary instead. This dramatisation reached the stages of Broadway in 1955. Meyer Levin sued Otto Frank and the producers of this play for plagiarism, and won. He was subsequently awarded a $50,000 settlement, which, adjusted for inflation at the time of this video's publication, would be worth well over $500,000. Coupled with the fact that Levin contributed to the English translation of Anne Frank's diary in 1952, Holocaust deniers have used Levin's successful plagiarism claim to imply that the diary was originally Meyer Levin's work and that Otto Frank had plagiarized it. But of course that's absolutely incorrect. The plagiarism lawsuit involved Levin's theatrical adaptation of the diary and not the diary itself. The claim that Levin wrote Anne Frank's diary can instantly be shown to be nonsense because the diary had already been published in Dutch, German and French before Meyer Levin even first contacted Otto Frank. It was while Levin was based in France that he read the French edition of Anne Frank's diary and subsequently wrote to its publisher, Calman Levy, in a letter dated 8th of September 1950, asking if he could be provided with Otto Frank's contact details. So unless Levin had mastered time travel, he most certainly was not the author of the diary. As for the claim that Anne Frank's diary is fake because it was partly written in a ballpoint pen, well, let's break it down. This claim obviously rests on the fact that ballpoint pens weren't really around at the time Anne wrote her diary, so any entries in ballpoint pen must have been written by someone else after the war. It's true that some of the pages were numbered in ballpoint pen and that 2 scraps of paper with notes in ballpoint pen were found with the diary, but these are very clearly in someone else's handwriting. The scraps of writing came from a handwriting analyst in 1959, and the page numberings were most likely made by Anne's father, Otto, in his preparations for getting the diary published. With these facts in mind, an investigation in 1980 by the German BKA, or Bundeskriminalamt, which is basically the German FBI, reported that the diary contained annotations in ballpoint pen, and ever since, this observation has been twisted into the claim that whole parts of the diary were written after the war. But forensic analysis has proved that it wasn't, and the BKA actually got so tired of these false claims being made in its name, they made a press release in 2006 to say that there can't be any doubt whatsoever about the diary's authenticity. It's genuine. So how many of the actual entries into the diary were written in ballpoint pen? Absolutely none of them. From the 14th of June 1942 until the last entry on the 1st of August 1944, every single time Anne wrote in her diary, she did so with a fountain pen or a pencil. So, if someone tells you that Anne Frank's diary is fake or a hoax, or that it was written by Meyer Levin, or that it was written in ballpoint pen, well, it's simple. None of those claims are true whatsoever.